Why is it that many older people seem to lose their spark after turning 80? Even those who appeared to be sharp and healthy just a few years prior often begin to decline. While some may think it's just bad luck or genetics, there's more to the story. In this video, we'll explore 5 often overlooked and rarely discussed reasons that contribute to why many older adults struggle to live well past 80. These factors go deeper than diet, exercise, and smoking, and they're sometimes the real reasons why people begin to feel their age even when they've been doing everything right. The good news is that once you understand these hidden challenges, you can take steps to address them and potentially add years to your life. So, if you've ever wondered what really stands in the way of living longer and healthier after 80, stick with me until the end, because these 5 unexpected factors could be the key to changing the way you age. Let's dive into it. Number 1, loss of microsocial engagement. One of the first and most often ignored reasons that many seniors don't make it past 80 is the quiet loss of what experts call microsocial engagement. These aren't your deep, lifelong friendships or family gatherings, though those are still very important. What's at play here are the small, seemingly insignificant daily interactions that used to fill your life without you even thinking about it. For instance, saying hello to the mailman, sharing a joke with the cashier at the grocery store, or nodding to the neighbor walking their dog. These small moments of contact weren't just pleasant, they were actively engaging your nervous system, reinforcing your sense of belonging, and keeping your brain's social wiring sharp. However, after turning 80, many older people begin avoiding these small interactions. They stop running errands and ordering online, avoid speaking to strangers due to hearing loss, or refrain from walking outside because of cold weather or mobility issues. The trouble is, these seemingly insignificant social touchpoints serve a crucial purpose. They stimulate brain function, improve mood, and keep you engaged in the world around you. When they start to disappear, so does something else: vitality. The interesting thing is, many people don't even realize it's happening. They think they're simplifying life, but what they're really doing is stripping away the little social moments that keep them active, alert, and engaged. These 5-minute daily exchanges might not seem like much, but they're vital. They give your day structure a sense of purpose and keep you accountable. When this regular connection goes missing, it has a biological cost. The brain perceives loneliness, both deep isolation and the quiet everyday type, as a stressor. This increases inflammation, raises hormone levels, weakens immunity, and shrinks the brain networks responsible for memory, attention, and emotional regulation. Essentially, it makes you feel older faster. So if you found yourself retreating from others, skipping those quick chats, or feeling invisible in your community, now is the time to reverse that. Those simple moments of interaction, no matter how trivial they may seem, tell your body and brain that you still matter and that you're still part of something. Number 2, overcautious inactivity. Another unexpected reason many seniors don't thrive beyond 80 is overcautious inactivity. While being careful might seem like wisdom, there's a fine line between protecting yourself and becoming overly cautious, and crossing that line can have cumulative long-term consequences. It often starts innocently enough. Maybe you slipped on the stairs once or had a near miss while walking, and so you start to limit your movement. You might stop bending to reach low shelves, avoid climbing into the back seat of the car, or refrain from walking outside because you're worried about a fall. The problem is, when you stop moving, your body begins to weaken. And not just your muscles, but your coordination, balance, and inner stability. The body isn't like a machine that needs to rest to stay efficient. It's more like a garden that requires tending. When activity slows, things begin to weaken, starting with your core muscles. Most people don't realize how crucial these muscles are for everything: standing, walking, lifting, even getting in and out of a chair. If these muscles go unused, even for just a few weeks, they start to shrink. The result? Balance suffers, and the cycle of inactivity deepens. I knew a man named Walter, 82, who stopped going on his evening walks after he slipped on a rainy day. It wasn't a serious injury, just a scare, but that scare was enough to make him stop walking altogether. 6 months later, he had lost 10 pounds of muscle, his legs felt weak, and his doctor warned him that it was becoming harder to regain strength. The reality was, Walter didn't stop walking because he was weak. He became weak because he stopped. Now, I'm not suggesting you ignore real risks. There are smart ways to protect yourself, using handrails, wearing stable shoes, or even using a cane if necessary. But when fear starts dictating your actions, your body forgets how to move altogether. So if you've noticed that you're moving less, Not because you physically can't, but because you're afraid. Pay attention. Are you protecting yourself, or are you slowly disappearing? Staying alive after 80 isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about keeping yourself moving, even if you have to do it more carefully, more slowly, and more deliberately. Movement is how your body remembers it's still needed, how your systems stay active, how your brain stays sharp, and how your heart continues to pump with purpose. Number 3, disrupted sleep cycles from irregular light exposure. As we age, our internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, becomes more sensitive. This clock regulates everything: our mood, metabolism, immune system, and even the way our brain repairs itself at night. However, after age 80, this rhythm can easily get off track, often due to insufficient light exposure during the day and too much light at night. You might not even realize it, but it starts with small changes: sleeping a little more during the day, avoiding outdoor activities because it's too cold, or spending too much time indoors with artificial lights. What happens is that your body relies on natural light to stay in sync. Bright morning light tells your brain it's time to wake up, get moving, and send energy to where it's needed. But when you don't get enough natural light during the day, or spend your evenings bathed in artificial light from screens, your body gets confused. This confusion disrupts your sleep, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep, even if you've spent 8 hours in bed. You might wake up feeling groggy, your memory could start to feel foggy, and you could feel a lack of energy throughout the day. This disrupted sleep affects more than just your energy. It weakens your immune system, increases your risk of cognitive decline, and affects your hormones. I once spoke with a woman named Helen, 84, who was feeling increasingly tired and disoriented. Her doctor recommended she spend just 20 minutes each morning sitting by a window to soak in the morning light and to turn off her screens an hour before bed. Within 2 weeks, her sleep, memory, and mood improved significantly. The lesson? Light can be just as powerful as any medication. So if your routine has you indoors too much, or if your evenings are filled with blue light from devices, try getting outside in the morning, even if it's just for a few minutes. Let your eyes and skin absorb that natural light, and at night, dim the lights to prepare for rest. This small change can help reset your body's rhythms and allow you to age more gracefully. Number 4, emotional suppression from loss and isolation. As many older adults approach their 80s, they've experienced more personal losses than younger generations can often imagine. Losing a spouse, a close friend, or sometimes even a child. While the outside world may offer polite sympathy, what's rarely acknowledged is how these losses accumulate within the body and soul. After 80, it's not just the grief that takes its toll, it's the emotional suppression that quietly builds up. The habit of pushing pain aside, putting on a brave face because you feel like you should be used to loss by now, or because you think there's no one left who truly understands the depth of your grief, has long-lasting effects. Here's the truth. The body doesn't forget grief. When it's not processed, expressed, or fully felt, it doesn't disappear. Instead, it gets stored, silently weighing you down. Over time, this emotional weight starts to take a physical toll. It affects your immune system, digestion, sleep, and hormone regulation. The nervous system stays in a constant state of quiet tension, and while you may look calm on the outside, your body may be showing signs of distress. You might feel more physically drained, your shoulders might feel heavier, or your breath may be shallower. You might feel a quiet spark within you dimming, and that's often due to unprocessed grief, even if you haven't spoken about it in years. I remember a man named George who was 86 and had lost his wife of 60 years. He didn't cry much, claiming it wasn't his way. He insisted he was doing fine, but within a year, he had lost weight, stopped going to the senior center, and had trouble sleeping. His decline wasn't due to illness, but because his body had been carrying sorrow it never had a chance to release. Emotional pain doesn't need to be dramatic to be damaging, and by the time it manifests in your health, the connection isn't always clear. What helps people live long, vibrant lives past 80 is not just physical strength, it's emotional release. Having a safe outlet for sadness, fear, longing, or loneliness is essential. Being able to say, "I miss them, I feel alone," or "I'm still angry" without being judged is a form of emotional ventilation that can prevent your heart and body from shutting down. People who live long often have some form of emotional outlet, whether it's a trusted friend, journaling, faith, or a community group that helps them unpack years of emotional baggage. What gets expressed can be transformed. What stays hidden festers. So if you've been holding something in because you didn't know where to place it, now is the time to make space, not just for the sake of your emotions, but for your health. The heart can only carry so much before it begins to break. To live well past 80, you must allow yourself to feel. Number 5, gradual loss of daily purpose. One of the least recognized reasons many people don't thrive after 80 is the quiet erosion of daily purpose. It's not life's big philosophical purpose that's at risk. It's the smaller, simpler things that make you wake up in the morning with something to do. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be watering the plants before the sun gets too hot, feeding the neighborhood cat that waits outside your door, writing a letter to your granddaughter, or fixing a broken hinge on a door. But when these small routines slip away, when mornings come without a reason to get up, and evenings arrive without anything to reflect on, something deep inside starts to shut down. The body listens to the mind, and when the mind no longer sees a reason to push forward, the body follows. Appetite fades, movement slows, and your internal systems begin to quiet, not because they are failing, but because they are waiting for purpose to reignite them. It's subtle at first. Perhaps your weekly game of bridge is canceled, your church group stops meeting, or you don't see your family as often. But deep down, you feel it. Days begin to blend together, and the rhythm of life fades. I met a woman named Ruth who was 88 and seemed more alive than most people half her age. She wasn't rich, she didn't have perfect health, and she wasn't surrounded by a large family. But what she did have was a daily routine that kept her engaged. Every Monday, she wrote postcards to shut-ins in her church. Every Thursday, she made soup and froze it for a local shelter. Every day at 4 p.m., she sat at her window and watched the neighborhood children walk home from school. It wasn't glamorous, but it gave her days texture, it gave her heart rhythm, and it gave her life continuity. The body stays alive as long as it feels needed. Purpose, no matter how small, is like fuel. It keeps your cells repairing, your organs functioning, and your brain learning. When you lose that sense of purpose, when you feel like your presence no longer matters, the flame inside starts to dim. The people who live beyond 80 with vitality tend to have something anchoring their day. It could be a pet, a garden, a journal, a simple morning prayer, something that provides rhythm and structure. So, if you're feeling adrift, like your days no longer have shape or meaning, don't ignore it. That's not just sadness. It's a signal from your body that it's asking for rhythm again, for structure, for connection. Longevity isn't just about the heart beating, it's about the heart wanting to beat. That quiet desire to keep going, to stay connected, and to still matter, that's what allows people to live well past 80. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, I want to leave you with a powerful truth. Most people don't fade after 80 because of one single moment. It's not a diagnosis, a fall, or a birthday that changes everything. It's the slow, gradual fading of habits, routines, and reasons to stay engaged. These changes are so subtle that you don't even notice them until something inside feels quieter than it used to. But here's the good news. These shifts can be reversed. Slowly but surely. One walk outside, one extra conversation, one small stretch in the morning, one thing you do today. These small actions are what can turn things around. Think about the 5 unexpected reasons we covered. Which one surprised you the most? Which one felt uncomfortably familiar? And more importantly, which one are you willing to act on, even in a small way, starting today? The truth is, you have more power than you think, not to stop aging, but to change the way you age. If you stay aware of these subtle shifts, if you protect your rhythms, guard your sense of purpose, and allow yourself to feel what needs to be felt, there's a good chance that you won't just reach 80, you'll live beyond it, fully and deeply on your own terms. Thank you for watching today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, share one thing you've learned today, and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments gives us motivation to continue creating meaningful content for you. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.